100% passes!
This is Wimbledon Town first team, who are playing in the Marcus Lipton Cup on Sunday against FC Morden. 2:30 kick-off at Sutton United. So very big game for us, our first ever Sutton Cup final.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
So big day. It's been a nervous year in some respects because last year we got to two semi-finals and we lost both of them. So there was a lot more pressure, I think, this year when we got to this point. So we got to the semi-final of this cup and we thought, is it going to happen again? Is it going to be always the bridesmaid, never the bride? But we pushed through it and we had an amazing run. I think our last three runs we made in this cup were 5-0, 7-2. So we really did make a good performance of it to get to the final. We deserve to be here this year. But I do think the defeats in the semi-finals last year helped in some ways, if that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%.
So we improved. I think the biggest issue for grassroots football, which is going to be of no surprise to anybody, is funding. Yeah. We're very fortunate at this club that we have a very good sponsor and we can have money ploughed back into the club where we need it, and that's not the case for a lot of football teams, and obviously that's reflected in the kits that we wear, the equipment that we have. That's one of the main issues for me, is the funding, and also pitches. Some of the pitches are just not good enough at this level, and you've got players playing on pitches with holes in the ground and stones on them and causing injuries. So yeah, we need a bit more investment, I think, in those areas. But I think for clubs it's about sponsorship. If you can get a good sponsor behind you, it does help. It's expensive. It's really expensive. I think I said to somebody the other day, it costs thousands of pounds for these training facilities, thousands of pounds for decent pitches on a Sunday, and clubs just don't have that money.
I reckon that if we carry on into the final the way we've played before, I reckon we've got a good chance of winning the cup.
I wanted to say appreciation to Ian and Dawn, obviously for giving the players and the team that opportunity to kind of come and show and express themselves. But I think for myself, joining, I think it's my second season now. It's been a great time. I think, to be fair, for the new boys that have joined, we've got Rem, we've got Tees. It's been refreshing. I think before we didn't have that fun factor, and I think now they've brought a bit of character to the team, and we're able to kind of express ourselves and we have a little bit of fun. And I think with that, it just shows us that going into the final, we'll be able to go and get that win.
I'm really excited. Just been going over loads of different scenarios in my head, scoring from halfway line and a couple of volleys, maybe a hat-trick for me. Hopefully of assists to win silver boot, but there you go. I don't know if I'm sort of a mix of nervous and excited, but I just want to get out there, and I wouldn't say it's a bad nervous, I just really want to get out there now. The anticipation is just, I'm really excited, really want to win. I think as well, like, the whole team deserve it for a bad start to the season, and now to get into the cup final, I think we all want to win, end on a high.
Speed and effort. They're a good footballing team. They play very good football, keep the ball very well. But what we have is speed against them, and wings. If we use that intensity, we'll get past them. We've got finishers as well. I think if we can get the ball in the net, back in the net, if we score the first goal, that will give us a lot of confidence, because they're not the best coming from behind, and they will leave gaps and leave spaces. So that's the main thing we've got to do. We just got to go for it.
I started with Wimbledon Town when it first made, so it's nice to finally get the cup one. We had 2 semis last year, and it's nice to actually finally get there.
He's a really good manager. You know, he has love for us. We have love for him. You know, look what he's done. You know, he's got us this far. He's but it's just emotional, really. It's like, you know, because what he puts in, we're actually like trying to give it back to him. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think all we have to do is tomorrow just go out there and just fight and just, you know, win it for him. Because the effort that he's put into the club, the effort that Dawn's put into the club, it's been amazing, man. So there's a lot of faces here that you won't see that put a lot of effort in. Dawn, Claire, they put in a lot of effort behind the scenes that helps us during a game, before a game, after a game. The preparation of just the kits and stuff like that, it helps us. We're really concentrating on the game. We don't have to focus on, do we have the right kit, do we have the right numbers, that sort of stuff. So those behind the scenes really help.
We're a Sunday League team with like a professional setup. I don't think any other club in the whole of the Southern Sunday League will have this kind of setup. You know, we've got so many kits. We get all our badges embroidered on our kits, and some teams struggle to get a pair of socks. So, you know, to turn up to play Sunday football, which is what you enjoy, you do it because you love it, and to get all of what's involved with the club. And I think that's why we want it even more, just to give something back, because they deserve it. You know, they pitch up every Sunday, rain, it's sunny, and you know, they love watching us as well. So we want to perform, we want to win it for ourselves, but I want Ian lifting that trophy at the end of the game.
To be fair, I think, do you know what? I think a lot of teams after the match, they do come up and they say, "What's your secret?"
Yeah.
The secret is there's no secret. Wake up, work hard.
Express ourselves. Just play football. Yeah. So enjoy it.
Achieve. If you believe, you achieve, you receive.
I think we're quite fluent as a team. I think me and teams played for Putney, the team that we beat in the cup beforehand. And I think when we was playing in that team, it's like really structured, whereas we've got a certain structure at Town, but at the same time, we're free to go out and kind of express ourselves and just play the game. And I think that helps. I think when you play in the previous teams or anything, if it's too strict, you can think, all right, cool, I want to be over there. Like normally with Town, you can just play and just whatever the game takes you, or whatever you know that you're capable of doing, you can go out there and just do it. Whereas you can think, all right, if I do that and make a mistake, what's going to happen there? Or like, I think everyone's just playing with freeness, which is obviously we've got the reward from it.
100% passing!
So I think we've got one of the strongest squads going out there tomorrow that we've had pretty much all season. Okay, and also the sub-bench. We've got a sub-bench that most Sunday League teams would dream about, a sub-bench like we've got. So let's use that to our advantage tomorrow. Okay, it's very, very important that we do that. Okay, now just a little speech for you guys. Okay, tonight we're breaking the bread together. Okay, this makes us family, Town family. Okay, it's a bond that doesn't get broken. Once you've broken bread together, it's a bond that doesn't get broken. That means you fight for each other on the pitch, you look after each other wherever you are. It's a really important thing tomorrow. Everybody watches everybody's back. Everybody looks after everybody. If somebody's having a bit of a bad game, you get them up. You help them. I can't do that much from that little box that I have to standing on the sidelines. You're not all going to hear me, so you help each other. That's really, really important, okay? More importantly for me, I'm not that much of a religious person, okay, but I do like to say grace when we're at an occasion like this. So for what we are about to receive, may the Lord make us truly thankful and mindful of the needs of others. Okay, enjoy your meal.
Top goal scorer tomorrow, yeah. Get some cards in there out. Liverpool ain't going to win the league.
Who are Liverpool?
In this lifetime.
Oh, Pepe Reina, those years. Okay, yeah. Gerrard, alright, cool.
No, Ian Rush.
Ian Rush. Dalglish. Okay, yeah. Dalglish. It's fine.
I feel good. I feel excited. I think that's the main word for me. Excited. I know it's a final, so there's a lot of pressure in it. So definitely exciting. So you know when you got that stress because you can't wait the kickoff, you can't wait for the whistle. So that's pretty much how I feel now.
Nervous, but I'm confident at the same time. Obviously, I trust the guys I play with that can go out, they can win the trophy. But obviously, it's a big game, it's a big occasion. You want to play well, so that's why I'm nervous as well at the same time. But yeah, I'm confident we'll bring home the trophy.
We have a lot of pace in all positions. I think everyone in our team has a decent amount of pace, and I think that is what's probably going to kill most teams. We're a lot taller than we were the past 2 seasons, so that's also a big help. But we're not really a long ball team. We can all play football. I think it's best for us to keep the ball on the ground and just pick pockets, I think.
Well, they've always sort of put themselves on the way to help us develop one-on-one talks with players. I feel like we are quite lucky, basically.
Ian, the manager and the chairman or chairwoman, they're passionate. They love Wimbledon Town, and that's why I respect a lot when I had the T-shirt on me, because I don't know, it's something they make you believe, and you follow them. You follow them. So that's why I said to people, if they want you in Wimbledon Town, you have to come. It's the place to be, because they're magnifique.
I think to be a great manager, we talk about Wenger or we talk about Mourinho. If you hear what Cesc Fabregas is saying about both, he's saying Wenger is like a father figure, and he's saying Mourinho is dedicated and he gives the best out of you. And I think Jan, definitely, for what I see, it's crazy. He got that thing that honestly you don't want to disappoint him. Not because he's a bully, not because he's what's the word? He's a fearful person. No, but because you got to respect what he's doing. You got to respect the passion that he has, the dedication, the time it takes to talk to you personally, and like a father figure. So you just want to be on the pitch, and then you want to do great, because even if you do bad, it won't put you down. So he's taking the pressure off. There is 2 types of manager. There's the manager scaring you, and then you lose your composure. And there's that manager that you start already, he's gonna say don't worry, it's gonna be okay. You're gonna be good. You're gonna be great. And then even if you don't give your best game, he's gonna just point out what's good to you. He's gonna point out what's not good, but you're just gonna transpire that trust in you, and then you're gonna deliver.
The boys are ready. They've been ready all year. We've had a really good run in the cup run, so really not as nervous as I thought I'd feel. I thought I'd feel more nervous, but I don't. I'm good. The boys are ready. They seem up for it. So a couple of players probably have to have a little chat with to calm their nerves, which will help calm mine a little bit as well, because then you're doing your job, so you're calming it down. We've played Premier teams before, and we've had good results against them. They tend to play football rather than not. They don't play long ball football, which is can be a problem for teams that play football. And also the guys, really, we're 1 season off of playing in the Prem anyway, so we should pretty much be ready for it. Also, I think my subs bench is going to be a lot stronger than their subs bench. I've got a very, very good subs bench, which sometimes is the difference between winning and losing a game. No door, no Wimbledon Town. Ask any of the players. She's like the town matriarch. That's the right word. Yeah, matriarch. And basically, without her, the club doesn't run. It doesn't tick over. She treats them boys like they're all her children. I mean, literally. And they treat her like their mum. The one person I would say they want to win it for more than anybody else is Dawn. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Last year, I used to pay for my players to go and do coaching badges, and we used to use players to do the coaching, the training sessions. But it means some of your key players are training people when they should be within the training. So we found that it was the better players that did the coaching badges, and really they need to be integral and part of training with the squad when they're actually doing their training, doing the routines that we do and everything. So I made the decision at the start of the season to ask some of my lads if they knew a professional coach. I was happy to pay for his time that he come down and coach, and it has made a huge difference. A huge difference. The boys keep a much better shape now. The line's always better because he's beating it into them. That's probably the wrong word, but every week he's trying to get into them the basics that you need to start with before you start playing the fancy stuff. We've tried to get to a final every year we've been in existence since 2013-14 season. We've come close a couple of times but not got there. Last year we were in 2 semi-finals and we're really gutted we didn't get through to a final. So this is the collaboration of a lot of hard work by everyone, myself, Dawn, Kieran obviously since he's been here, and more importantly the players. And really they deserve it more than anybody else because they've worked so hard this season when we had a very poor start to the season, and we've picked it up to a stage now where I think we play good, attractive football, but we can use other tactics if we need to, but we try not to. We try and play our style of football. But I think everybody really is going to enjoy the victory if we get it. If I get it, it'll be... There's always a little bit of relief when you're the manager because you've worked so hard. You can't say you don't want to win. Of course you want to win. But if they put their best performance out there and the other team are better on the day, then you just tell the boys they've done just that. You know, some days they're going to be a better team than you. Otherwise, you'd be in a different league, a different division. You'd be somewhere else instead of the championship of a 7-division league. So you've got to take that into account. And sometimes the other players are slightly better standard. But I think with the team I've got, the team ethic of my team will play a better team and still win.
On the bottom, same as I'm winning this game. Winning this game. I'll get excited. Seriously, I'll get excited. I'll just be... Final day, yeah? Final day. Cup final. Come on. That's it. So how are you feeling now? We're here at the stadium.
Well, I'm feeling cool, you know. Been in situations before. It's just about the football, really. Yeah. Getting players prepared. Decent warm up, slowly building up till they're really ready for the match. So yeah, it's just routine for me. Yeah. Can't take anything for granted. You've got to keep going and going and going and going and going. You can't let anything give, whether it's the warm up. Try and get every minute in that we can because, as we say, you know, every minute counts. So it's really important, very important.
That means it's good.
Ready, yeah? Flower.
Don't fall over. Frank, come here, come. Frank. Stop. We're going to follow obviously taking our structure, alright? High base on, good, that's it. Good shot, well done, right? Good.
Go on, you go in front, I'll play to you.
Us, we play our normal game now on defence wide and attack. We have 3 at the back which is normal, but with such a wide pitch we need to cover the space. Okay, so if a wing back goes, either one stays or a DM stays back to drop in and help the centre backs out. Do you understand that? Yeah? We all understand that? Whether it could be Rob or Pablo, it doesn't matter as long as one of you stays to help them out, just in case there's a bit of width and he needs to drop in.
Communicate which one stays and goes, okay?
Yeah.
Right, communicate that from early, yeah?
Boss that midfield back, lads, so we've got to boss it. Quick, crisp passes. No sloppy passes today, okay? We're all good enough to handle a ball coming at speed. What I don't want to see is a sloppy pass that's cut out, the guy cuts onto it, runs straight onto our centre-backs, okay? We can't do that today.
To avoid that, it has to be angled passes. Don't want to see any straight, okay, lateral passes, okay? Alright? Angled passes, no one should be in the same line. When we have the ball, no one should be in the same line. Defending the ball, okay, alright? Everyone needs to be, obviously, in the line, the lateral line. We have the ball, I want to see push and pull, lots of push and pull, lots of angles, okay? Alright?
Also, then when we're attacking, we get the ball wide as possible, make them stretch across the back four, okay? And then what we've got to do, we get deep. Unless we see an easy run in through, we get deep. And then we cross the ball back towards the penalty spot, going in that direction. Keeper's then got to make a really brave decision to come and punch a ball that's going away from him, or catch it. He ain't going to catch it. He's going to try and punch it. If he misses it, that means we're on goal, okay? Also, it means that defenders, as you know, centre-backs, all of you centre-backs, the ball going away from you to try and head it and get power on is really difficult. That trophy is there if we want it, okay? Play as a team, and we'll get it. You are the best team that I've ever managed. Sorry, lads.
Blessed. Thank you.
I want you to lift the cup. And fuck it, we're going to lift that cup. WTFCA team! Come on, let's do this!
Can't leave you boys out.
Captain, 100% passes.
That's inside! Well done! Hold the ball! In the back, ref! Turn him in! Go out! Fucking move, hey! One more!
I can't kick with it.
Well, Red, time! Good knock, sire. Left back don't want it.
Hayden, come and get it. Hayden! Hayden!
Go on! He's off, ref! North man! North man, ref! North man, ref! There you go, there you go. Al, you're roasting all game, Al. It's useless. Your left leg's useless. Come on, Al, go. Al, beat him. He don't want it at all. He does not want it, Al. He don't want it, Al. There you go, every time! Up we go, halfway! Ball to ball!
you don't think you're out of it. And every victory counts. If you pass it to somebody, okay, you make 5 passes, okay, take every single victory, okay? Stop having fun with it as well. Stop playing like you normally do in training. Yeah? You know.
Lads, all we've got to do is go out there and want to win the game. That's all we've got to do basically, but we can't do that the way we're playing at the moment. Okay, the passes are too slow, we're taking too long to make those passes. What we're doing is we're taking too long, they're closing us down. I knew they'd become out feisty in the first half and close you down. They did that, okay? All we're doing is we're not making the early passes. Nobody's calling for the ball, that's the other thing. Okay, you may be calling for it, and maybe I can't hear it from where I am. But nobody's calling for the ball. So we're almost playing beast team style football, playing reactive football. Somebody call for the ball. If you get into space, we're following their players. That's the other thing. We seem to be following their players and trying to find space. The defenders have got to follow a man, but an attacker's got to find space. We've switched off. I've got it written on my pad. Switched off at 1-0. That's crazy. Okay? And basically, you can see what they're doing. The foul that led to Frank getting sent off, he bought that. He ran into him and jumped up in the air and bought it. Heads up. Only when the whistle blows at 90, 93, 94, 95 minutes have you lost this game. Up until that point, you can still win this game. They don't look that fantastic from set pieces as well. We should be looking to make better set pieces. Corners have got to be better, more dangerous. Again, the ball drops in the pen box. They're all swinging at the football. We're standing there looking, watching. Somebody put a foot on it. You never know where it's going to go. It can go anywhere. It can ping off 2 legs and go in the goal. But if nobody's making a challenge for it, easy clearance for them. Okay? So boys, get back out there in this second half and work harder. Okay? Make sure you have plenty to drink. You're all losing loads of fluids now. Okay? But listen up. Go out there. Play your hearts out. We can still win this. There's no reason why we can't win it.
100% passes!
Yes, Al! Yes, Al! Yes! Good on! Oh my God! Come on, Harry!
Got triumphant in the cup final. How does it feel?
Feels great.
Yeah.
What more can you say about that? To be, the weather's nice. We played well, and we come away victorious.
Yeah.
What can you say?
Close game. Where do you think you guys won it?
When you got sent off, when they got the player sent off for whatever he did. To be honest with you, it gave us a massive advantage to get ourselves back into the game. Yeah, and then prevail and just go on and win it. to be honest with you, we didn't really have a strategy when we came out here. We just came out, had a job to do. We all knew our individual tasks to make sure that we did our own positions well. And quite frankly, it worked out. That's the reason why we came out as winners. Good luck to the other team. You know, they played really well today. If they hadn't had the players sent off, you know, it might have been a completely different game.
How was it to ref?
It was a tough game. Tough game. Atmosphere's obviously there. Gives the game of adrenaline. Players' expectations are high. Cup game, they both worked their hardest to get to the cup final, especially more than this season. Really, really tough game to keep on top.
And what was your own personal preparation before the game?
Just normal. Just normal. Turn up, have a look around, make sure the pitch is okay. Talk to my team, make sure they're aware of what I want from them, and then just get ready to play my game of refereeing, basically.
What do you think the FA and the powers that be could do to support grassroots level and also grassroots referees?
I think if they bring in laws for football, but they don't keep it implemented in every league, every division, if you like. So grassroots football only follows so many laws of the football. So it's like you're trying to keep it the same all the way around, because what happens is everyone watches Premiership football, World Cup football, and the refs there are reffing different to how we ref or how we get taught to ref, and it makes it a bit confusing because you don't know. It's like you ain't got a leg to stand on, basically. When someone questions your authority, you're like, well, it is what it is, that's the law of the game. And then they're like, yeah, but you don't see it in Premiership football, or you don't see it in this football. And all you can say really as well, that's not our league, that's not our division, we are grassroots football. And it's hard because, you know, as you probably heard today, most people didn't like a few decisions, but they're there to be given and they have to be given. So yeah, you just got to take it with a pinch of salt.
Alright, well, before the penalty I felt shit. So I felt absolutely not comfortable, but I knew I could still score, and then I don't miss a penalty much. But it's true that I needed to get this personally to feel comfortable for the rest of the game. So I talked with John Joe and I said, like, if you do feel you want to shoot, definitely go for it. I feel it, but you know, it's a lot of pressure. It's the final, but shoot if you want it. And he said, like, if you feel it as well. So I said, okay, I'll take it. And that's it, really. I wanted to shoot exactly where I shoot usually, as you may know. Yeah, you know exactly my spot, my technique of that right side up there. And I froze a little bit. I was like, what if I don't shoot on target? Which, like, I was starting to lose a little bit of my own trust. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to play safe on the right side, because I was sure, like 90% chance he's going to dive on his right side. And then that's it, really. So I just wanted on the safe side, and then just wanted to score the first one, for us to be, you know, in good momentum.
And the second goal in the second half?
The second goal is more like it was tough psychologically, and as I can agree with that, it was tough to stay motivated. I mean, positive, and then to run for the balls and call for the balls and everything, and I had one through ball, though we were already losing, I think 4-1, and I was like, I need to go for it. I just need to go for it, and you know, we'll see what's going to happen. And so I just flicked the ball. I was about to shoot straight away, and then I saw the defender coming back on me, and then I was like, I need to flick because I know he's going to expect the shot. So as I flicked the ball, then it's just like I just have the keeper now to face, and then I know that he's half my size, so I didn't have the chance to test him before, but I knew he was half my size, so it's better to have a header because he wouldn't be able to keep it. So, like, luckily for me, he touched the post, but it was still in, and that's it, really.
Yeah. And Hazard, that free kick, mate.
That free kick! That free kick! Hey! I owe him a Toby Carvery for that goal. The wonder goal.
But no, I mean, again, scoring a free kick like that, you know, this like type of stage as well.
That was a scream.
Can you again kind of actually talk us through like the conversation, because it's you, John Joe, and Drogba that were literally over like the free kick. So like, how come you took precedence over that?
I've done it before, you know.
No.
No, I walked over and I think Drogba wanted it at first, and then as we kind of lined up and the wall got set, John Joe just sort of said, "No, I think this is you, Harry." So I looked at it and I thought, yeah, no, I do fancy it. On this ground as well, on this pitch, I know there's no excuse for dodgy ground or anything like that, and I knew where to put it, you know. I just thought I'm going to go top right, and You know, it happens sometimes. It was a good. I'm pleased with the goal. I just wanted the win. You know, the goal doesn't even mean anything. It's a nice goal, yeah, but the win, that would have been more important.
Because there was a left foot in it, so I think it was on the right side, and then the fact it was on the left foot, so that was confusing the keeper.
With a left footer taking the free kick, I was going to go top left first, and I think that's what confused the keeper. He had to kind of cover both angles, and with the space on the right, I kind of knew where to put it. And, yeah.
So in terms of next season, I know, like, I think you've got to take this as an experience. So I guess losing this final, you know, next year, I know this guy's behind me doing something. So next year, it's only going to be big things, right?
Yeah, I think next season we got big things for sure with new squad this season. So, you know, we're all gelling together. Had a lot of new players. I think like 10 new players at the beginning of the season. So, yeah, so it's hard when you get the squad of new players, although they're all good, to gel everyone together and to get everyone working for each other. It's hard, and we started to do it at the end of the season. That's why our results were so good towards the end. But obviously today was just not our day.
Yeah, let's go straight to probably like the biggest decision in the game. Yeah. And we want your perspective, really.
Don't even know where to start, to be honest. Lost my head. You know, I don't even know where to start, mate. Like, it's not something I want to hear.
I mean, I think what it was from where I was looking at, especially for the penalty as well. And again, because it's a cup final, maybe emotions were high. And the second foul as well. I don't know exactly what the player said to you for you to react how you did.
Yeah, I mean, what happened there? I think I was really excited. You know, I was well excited, being prepared for this, trained for this. You know, everything throughout the whole week since we won the semi-finals was all here. Came here now. I think I lost a bit of composure. I don't know, mate. Like it got to my head. You know, it's the whole of that. You know, it just made me lose my head. But again, football is a professional thing. It's not a thing. It's a thing where you have to be really composed, and that's taught me a lot. You know, I learned so much from there. I'm the type of player I'm just a hot-headed guy, and it's not good for the game. It's not good for the team. And the advice I will give is to always be composed, always be calm. And I've learned from that today. I learned from that. So if I have to say that anything about that, anything positive, is that I learned from that. And that's going to change me as a player, change me as a man. And yeah, I guess I'm just going to have to work from there, you know. I couldn't say nothing bad about the squad. I mean, like, words cannot describe how good this squad is, you know. Ian, every team needs a manager like Ian. And I'm not just saying that. I mean that, you know. He's a great manager. He cares, he shows love, and he puts 100% into this team. And that's why we fight as a team. And the way you see it, 4-3 from 4-1, it's 4-3. That's all because of the love that this man's put into the team. So, yeah, I mean, if clubs were more like that, everyone showed love, everyone came in as one, as a family, anything is achievable, anything is possible. And today we did that. I feel like I did let the team down. I do feel like that. And that's the way I'm just going to have it in my head. But this is a brilliant team, bro. Yeah. This is a lovely team and beautiful.
Yeah. I think what hopefully the experience I can probably pass on to you and to anyone watching that can't look at this as an experience.
Yeah.
You know, again, you guys got to a final, crowd. Again, this is like something that no one can take this away from you.
No.
So kind of look at this as a more of a football experience. So
yeah,
you know next time exactly what you have to do.
Exactly. Especially coming from amateur team, like amateur background, amateur football. This is a top experience. It's totally different from normal Sunday game. The atmosphere is totally different. The experience is a learning curve. The experience is, trying to find the word for it. The experience is something that can change you as a player. And I believe the more teams or players get to go on this pitch and play, and just, it's big. It's big. It shows you what you're lacking, you know. This type of game, this type of atmosphere, this type of pitch, it shows you, it lets you know about yourself as a footballer, you know. And yeah, the experience is great, man. The experience is great. I mean, yeah, it's just great. It's just great. It's good. There's nothing. We should have won it. I'm gutted we didn't win, but everything, the build-up, the experience, the team, lovely. Yeah, there's nothing I can say about it, man. I mean, we lost, we didn't win, but I took so much positives from that. And there's something in the team that I saw that I've never seen before. And that's what this does. That's what this brings out, and I love that.
We started reasonably well, but then obviously got a goal from a pen, and then we seemed to switch off. The team just seemed to switch off. They thought they were cruising when obviously it was still a very tough game. They've got some very good players, Morden, and if you give them the chances to pass the ball around, they're going to do that. And we did that for a little while. They obviously get their pen, they level it up. They seemed to be well on the up, and we were heads down and not really on our game. There was a few players there, I think, that were carrying some injuries. I've already mentioned it to a couple of players that really should have been more honest about their injuries. The captain was one, Pablo. I think he looked like he was struggling in the first half. And it's always difficult to pick your 11 because obviously I picked him knowing he had an injury about 5 weeks ago, but I thought that would have well cleared up by now. And I picked him over Tyrone, who came on and played really well, so I feel sorry that he didn't get a start. But the game swings either way, then obviously we get the sending off, which, by the way, when everybody sees the video, it's not a sending off, okay? It might be a yellow card and a really harsh word, but it's really harsh to send the guy off for that. And of course then we're chasing the game with 10 men, which we did extremely well from then on. Then we gave a sloppy goal away, and you're going to when you're chasing the game, you're getting tired legs with 10 men, and then we came back into it. And at the end, really, it would have been lovely to see that equaliser go in from that really, really great volley. But it wasn't our day, it was their day. You've got to congratulate them because they played good football, and they deserved to win. So we go again next year. We really try hard to work out where we didn't get it right, because I thought the boys were ready for the game. I thought everybody was up for it, but they looked slow and down, and the passes were going short. I think in pre-season we'll have a good chat about it with all the players and try and work out why it is when we get to the big games that we can't deliver. We did it last year, 2 semi-finals, didn't deliver, we didn't get to a final, and we've done it again this year, got to a final, a good chance of beating that side. There's no reason why we couldn't have beat that side, and we just let ourselves down. Maybe it's something that I'm doing wrong, or maybe it's something the whole squad's doing wrong, but we need to look at it and then work out what we do to go forward, because that's, as a football team, I think you've always got to plan to go forward. It's no good looking back and going, moan about this, moan about that. What do we do to make it better next time round? And I think that's the most important thing. So for me, well done Morden, they deserve it, you know, clap them. And at the end of the day, the boys, they're going to go and have a drink, they're going to enjoy themselves. This is Sunday League, this is not, you know, we're not going to get paid millions of pounds if we win or lose this game. We're just going to go out and enjoy our football next time we play. That's it really.
Passes, 100% passes.